Hi everyone. I'd like to welcome you to episode 5 of the Autumn Acorn Knits podcast. My name is Judy Jewell, and today I'm going to do kind of a special episode. I'm filming from my craft room, and it's really a loft. It's a craft loft in the house, and Joe is still away, so he is in Yarsa, Nepal. He is there on a service trip for Young Living Essential Oils, the company that I work for. And he got to Kathmandu yesterday and then traveled, slept overnight at the hotel. And then they got up really early in the morning and started the long trek up the mountain. It's about an 8-hour bumpy, windy road to get to the foothills or the base of Mount Everest. I said the wrong mountain range in my last podcast. I'm not the best with geography, but it's the Himalayas. I might have said the Alps. I don't know what I was thinking. That's completely different continent, so silly me. Anyway, he when he got to the top, he messaged me and he said that basically it was so treacherous. There are no traffic laws or rules, so everybody's just passing on the right, on the left. He said it was just absolutely harrowing and crazy, and he was happy to get to the top alive, so yay. Anyway, since he's not home, I'm comfortable podcasting in the house. Normally I'm a little like, it's weird. It's weird when you're talking to yourself and someone's listening. I can't explain it, but I was so excited because I've been meaning to show you some extreme knitting. I've done extreme knitting in the past, and I usually use just a unspun merino roving, or wool top as some people call it, and I've made blankets, sold blankets. I have one that I actually have for myself. But the problem with that is the unspun roving is just not very strong. It breaks very easily. It pills like crazy. And unless you felt it first, wet felt it, it's not going to last very long. So it's kind of a shame because you get such a cool effect. I'll show you one that I made last year. I won't be able to show you the whole thing because obviously it's huge. It's giant, really giant, but I can give you an idea at least of, what what it looks like. It's really big. Really, 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 really big. It's just huge, 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 huge. And I put on one of my I made this leather acorn tag. If you could see that for the autumn acorn. So anyway, this is giant and cozy and warm and squishy, but it pills and sheds and gets everywhere, so it's not really practical. But I made it with PVC piping. So I made these knitting needles. They're huge, right? They're 1.5 inch PVC piping, and I think it's about, what is this one? This pair are 43 inches long, I think. I'm pretty sure they're 43 inches long. They're really long, and they're really heavy, and I have 2 of them, obviously. I just put duct tape on the end. Can you make any of that out? I think it's all blown out. Anyway, the duct tape is to make sort of like a needle tip, but it's very blunt. And then I think I stuffed that. I put some stuffing inside so it didn't collapse on itself. So those are a workout to use. And I did just a simple knit 2, purl 2 on that blanket. But it's exhausting you need to be sitting in either a chair, a stool without sides, or on the floor. And it's such a workout, like upper body physical workout, crazy workout. So, and then again, I wasn't really thrilled with how this roving, the longevity of the piece, because I want something that's going to last forever. So I discovered this website called Little Dandelion, and they're out of Australia. And this woman, Jackie Fink, she had this yarn, this special yarn created called K1S1, which stands for Knit One, Share One. And what she did was she took the unspun wool roving, sent it to a mill, and they were able to process it in such a way that it was felted. What I did with this blanket here is I just needle felted it to the best of my ability. You know, it's not tightly needle felted, but it's somewhat needle felted. Anyway, so she uses this Little Dandelions, uses merino woolen tops, and they're beautiful. So I bought one when I was working, when I was teaching and a director of a school, so money wasn't really an issue then. So I bought a 5-kilogram bump, which is about 11 pounds of gorgeousness. So this is what it looks like. And you can see, I hope that it's just a gorgeous merino. This is a natural color. I think it's sand. It's really blowing out though. But it's a gorgeous kind of tannish color. And this it reminds me more of like a soft rope. It's not going to pill. It's going to last basically a lifetime. Whatever you make out of it will last a lifetime. And I think it's so awesome and so beautiful. So I really wanted to try to learn how to maybe arm knit, or just something easier than those giant PVC pipe needles. I started out by trying these. These are pretty big needles. These are called Big Stitch Knittens. Big Stitch Knittens. I need my glasses. Hold on. Okay. Big Stitch Knitting, I can't read it. Bagsmith.com, I believe that says bagsmith.com. I'll put the links, I'm going to start doing show notes. And they're US 50 by 24, so 24 inches, and they're a size 50 basically. So I tried these, and they worked great. They gave me, the look I wanted, but they're too short. I couldn't quite fit enough stitches on them. So then I remembered that I had purchased some really fat, extreme knitting circular needles. And they were from Knitter's Pride Basics. These are 47 inches long, or 120 centimeters, and these are US 50 or 25 millimeter needle. Here's the package. But they're circular, so I thought, well, maybe let me try those. They might hold more stitches. So that's what I did, and I believe I cast on, what did I cast on for these? Oh man, where is it? 22. I cast on 22 stitches. This is what I have so far, and I know it looks like, that's probably the back. It's probably the wrong side. I know it looks like a bit of a mess right now, but I'm doing a Knit 2 Purl 2 one way, and then when you do the next row, you would do a purl 2, knit 2, just reverse it. And I'm really much happier with the way that the material's coming out on these, and the way it's easier on my arms and upper body. So I've done a traditional cast on, and then I did a knit 2, purl 2 row. I went back again and did a purl 2, knit 2 row, and now I'm ready for a knit 2, purl 2 row. So I thought I would just do a little bit while I'm here with you, so you could see what it looks like. So knit 2, and I'm just knitting the way you would normally knit. The only difference is that you have to remember to let go. I always forget to let go of these stitches over here when it's time. So I have 2 on, I can handle that. Now I'm doing my purl 2. And now I need to just remember, let go of those stitches. You don't need to hold them for anything. And another purl stitch, and then back 2. And you want to make sure that you're pulling these stitches up onto the actual wooden part of the needle, the big part. So again, knit 2, and don't forget to let those stitches go wherever they will fall, and pull these up and purl 2. So it's really no different than regular knitting, except that everything is giant and very fiddly. But after a while you get a rhythm and it's more comfortable. But I just have to remember to let go. I just keep wanting to hold on to those, and I can't. It's impossible to hold them and knit at the same time. Knit 2. And trying to hold them up so that you can see. I would normally have this in my lap where it's more comfortable. And purl 2. Alright. And then let them go. 2. So there's nothing easy about this, really. It's tricky. And it's not the most enjoyable knitting I've ever done, to be quite honest. I love the end result. I think it's just, it makes such an impact, and it's such a conversation piece. So that's why I'm doing it, and this blanket will absolutely be treasured for forever, because it will last forever, which I think is so cool. And eventually get to enjoy it when I finish. I don't expect it to take very long because it's so chunky, but I'm on a knit 2 again, and I'll just get through the end of this row and then continue on the podcast. And then another purl 2. Do you see Meryl sitting back there on the poof? I crocheted a giant poof a while back, and oh, she loves to lay on that poof. It is her favorite place to sleep, even though it wasn't intended for her. I can't kick her off, she's too sweet. Okay, and my last 2 stitches are knit 2. And I've got to unwind it from the bump. And then I've gotten to the end of that row. So you can kind of get an idea of what it will end up looking like. I think it's going to be really neat. I'm really excited about the final product. And I will share it with you when I'm finished. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Just you can ask me on the YouTube channel or Instagram on JudyJewel_. Show notes, by the way, I didn't even mention this, but I have a website called judyjewel.com. So I'll make sure I start putting show notes up because I think that's important. I look for them sometimes when I'm watching podcasts so I know, you know, where they got this material or which shop they bought whatever, and so I'll do that. The pattern that I'm using for this giant blanket is from Loopy Mango. They make a really cool yarn. It is a yarn. It's just weird calling it a yarn, but they make a really cool fiber material as well. But it's not processed like this one is, so that it'll last forever. But it's still beautiful nonetheless. But here's the pattern. It's really going to be beautiful, and probably won't be as drapey as that. The one that I made last year is super drapey. And I got that wool from the Unspun Merino from a site, where did I put that? I wrote that down. I think, the Sheep Shed Studio. They sell a giant unspun roving or wool top. And for the white or cream natural color, they charge $16.50 a pound. For the colors, they charge $21 a pound. I've also found it for a pretty reasonable price on eBay. There's a seller there. I think he lets you make an offer, and then if he accepts your offer. But it's still going to cost you. I want to say this blanket down here that I made last year was at least $100 to $150 between the material and the shipping. The processed S1 or K1S1 from Little Dandelion was a lot more expensive. It was, I think, $325. Of course, it comes all the way from Australia, so you've got the shipping to deal with, and it does weigh 11 pounds, so you can imagine that's kind of pricey. But anyway, I thought that would be really fun to show you, and I'll keep you informed as I get it, get it worked on. Let's see, what else? I wanted to show you a couple of things that I've purchased. This is from one of my favorite Etsy sellers, and I talk about her a lot. She is Wanda of Twisted Yarn and Fiber, and she posted this beautiful Acorn project bag. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. I love it. And I was looking at some other things she had on her Instagram site, and she said, "Did you happen to notice what I posted on my shop?" And I said, "No." So I went, and I was so excited. So excited. Acorns are my thing. I love them. Love them. And I love all things acorns. I can't wait to get an acorn tattoo. I think that'll be great. So yeah, I had to have it. It's a nice size project bag, and I love, love, love it. So thank you, Wanda. Wanda was also kind enough to gift me this beautiful fall project bag with crows on it and bird cages, and just such a cool color for Halloween, but I just think it would work well for all things fall. So thank you so much, Wanda. I really, really appreciate it. I love it so much. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. As far as works in progress, I have one project that I'm diligently working on for my daughter's, well, I say birthday, but it may end up being Christmas. I've just been so busy that I haven't had as much time for knitting as I wish I did. But anyway, this is the Magic Spring Shawl by Kathy. I showed you this last time. There's the picture. It's a very beautiful shawl with some detail sections, some yarn overs. And I am using the Wonder Woman yarn colors. So this is what I've done so far. I got through the first plain section and then one rather fancier section, and then I started with the next color, which is called the Lasso of Truth, and this was called Diana Prince, this beautiful red red color. And this yarn was from Knitwise Fibers, which I told you about last time. Lovely, lovely yarn. It's a super sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. 400 yards in each little cake, so I'm really happy with that. And I think this will be pretty. I don't know if I'm going to finish in time for Kelly's birthday because her birthday's next week. I'll be driving down to Connecticut to see her. And that gives me, well, her birthday's next Thursday, so that gives me a week and a day, and I just don't know. So I'm not going to put any stress or pressure on myself. If I don't finish it for her birthday, she'll get it for Christmas, and I think it'll be really nice for Christmas. I have other gifts for her, so she won't go without. And also, I was working on, the last time I saw you, the boho knot bag by Cindy Pylon, and I finished it. I didn't enjoy knitting this so much. I thought it was boring, kind of tedious. Definitely easy. It just took longer than I wanted, and I was just really anxious to get to the end. I was totally a product knitter during this. I was not a process knitter at all this time. I'm being a real process knitter for this shawl, though. I'm enjoying every second of it, but I wanted the boho bag done, and I wanted to be able to use it. So let me show you. I think it came out really nice. I used a Cascade ecological wool for this, so this is what it looks like. And then you just take the long handle and you put it through the knot so that it keeps all of your contents secure. It's coming out a little washed out on camera, but it's a pretty, really pretty gray, heathered gray color. And I only had to put it in the hot water washing machine one time, which I was really surprised because a lot of people on Ravelry said that they had to run it through a cycle 2-3 times, sometimes more. And I did it once, and I was really pleased with the result. I have all of my things in here. There's the bottom. This is now my handbag, so you may have seen the picture on Instagram. I was modeling it, but it's a little hard to show you while I'm sitting, but really happy with it. I'm not going to say that I'll make another one yet. If somebody wants to commission me, I definitely will. It took me many, many hours, and since I didn't enjoy it so much, it felt like it took longer than it really did, so I don't know. But I would definitely make one if somebody wanted to buy a hobo bag. That was really fun that it's done, and I get to use it now and wear it, so that's exciting. I announced last podcast about the giveaway, and Fiona Harvey was the winner. So I hope, Fiona, that you will see the podcast, watch the podcast, and get in touch with me. But if you don't, I'll reach out to you soon when I'm not quite so crazy busy. I'm doing the current giveaway, which I talked about as well last time, is going to be this skein of opal sock yarn by Candra's Yarn Paradise. It's a really pretty color. You could see the pattern that it makes here on the sock. If you decide to make socks with it, it's a 100-gram ball. So thank you so much, Candra, from Candra's Yarn Paradise. You can find her on Etsy, and she just started an Instagram account as well. So she has called that Candra's Paradise. So check her out. Give her some love. It was so kind of her to donate that. And then the lovely Wanda, again from Twisted Yarn and Fiber, donated this beautiful, I'm so in love with this bag, sheeps and goats, little project bag in green. So cute. Very well made. That will be part of the giveaway, as well as a circular needle cozy, again by Twisted Yarn and Fiber. And this is also in the same shade of green, but with just a bunch of woolly sheep. And then you can unsnap it. I realize I'm a little farther away from the camera, and that was really so I could show you the knitting. But I think I'll get a little closer. Feels kind of weird to be this far away. Alright, there we go. It's a little more normal. And also in there are these two, I better take them out. It's hard to see plastic, but there's two little macaroon stitch marker cases, really, that you open them up and can you see that? Boy, everything is blown out. Yeah, and then you could put the little top of the macaroon back on and keep those in your notions bag. So there's two of those, a green one and a orangish yellow one, and then a little pair of mini scissors, wanted to include those in the giveaway. So really cute, just for snipping little ends with. So that's fun. I put a post up on my Instagram page under JudyJewel_. It's JudyJewell, where you can, there's many ways you can enter. You can like the post, follow me on Instagram. You can share the post, tag your friends, comment. Or you can go to my Facebook group and ask to join. It's called the Autumn Acorn Knits on Facebook. And there you'll see another post where you can comment, like, or share. All of those count as an entry, so you can enter as many times as you would like. And also on Facebook you can go to just the Autumn Acorn, and that is my shop Facebook page. And where else? YouTube. YouTube, you can make a comment on YouTube on my channel. That's an entry. It's called the Autumn Acorn Knits. Or you can subscribe to my channel so that you always know when I'm going to be podcasting. And you can win this lovely prize package. So thank you again to those who donated. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate all the response to podcast number 4. Your comments and your kindness mean everything to me. And I just love you for it. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for that. What else? I think that's it. This is not going to be the longest podcast I've ever had. I'm trying to keep it short for you. But I do hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you enjoy whatever you're working on, whatever you're knitting, crocheting, or embroidering, or sewing, or painting, any craft. I just love crafters. And I will see you next time. Bye now.